Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market today. We'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart, and we'll start by mapping out the current range. And as you know, there was a sell-off last week, so this is the current range, at least on the 4-hour chart. Swing structure bearish, but as you can see, after this consolidation, buyers step back in. Very impulsive and broke past some of the highs. Now it's in consolidation now. So internally, since it broke past these highs, fracture structure bullish. Internal structure will be bullish once this makes a higher low, which you can technically say it did with this first pullback. Because, like I said, at least on the 4-hour chart, but this is just consolidation. So it did take out these previous highs. So swing structure and internal structure not matching up right now, but as you can see, overall, it did come down. Sweep past these lows. This overall swing structure. This was the demand area that made these highs, and that's why this swing structure now. This one A to B leg is considering this bearish, but it does all depend on any type of news of the dollar and how if it's getting weaker and it stays in a weak position. As we know, that recent rally has caused these other US dollar pairs to retrace and go towards the downside. But right now, like I said, buyers step back in from this area and broke past the high. So only looking for any type of opportunity to sell. It did come back into premium of this leg, this 4-hour swing structure leg. But again, this is impulsive buyer activity. I'm looking for bearish momentum shift once it comes in and starts taking out. If it taps into this area of supply, that's what I'll be waiting for. Something like that, a deeper retracement into, or some of these gaps, fair value gaps and things like that. Since this was so impulsive, I'm waiting for another bearish momentum shift down to the downside, deeper in the premium. This consolidation isn't helping, so we have to wait and see. So that I'm going to look for any opportunities to sell, and of course, if it does come back and start to take out these highs, then we're looking for just to be bullish, but again, waiting for any type of fundamental news on the dollar. GBP USD, let's go map out the current range. It's the current 4-hour leg that broke the lows, with these being the highs. Of course, we said last week, broke structures to the downside, but just like with GBP, just like with Euro USD, buyer step back in, started to break structure to the upside. Prices are in consolidation right now. You do have to continue to look at the bigger picture overall. This came down and made equal lows from this previous low. And as you can see, buyers did step back up and caused this from this area a higher push into higher prices. So you have to be careful of that. But speaking with local price action, swing structure bullish, bearish. Fracture structure bullish, internal structure. This makes a higher low internally, which technically you can say this was a high, and then it's the higher low. It will be bullish internally with the overall swing structure bearish. So I'll be waiting to see this pull back into premium, just like with Euro, and waiting to see any type of bearish momentum shift from any type of area of supply or any type of gap in the premium. But right now, technically just consolidating, waiting to see which direction price will go. And we just briefly go over DXY. As you know, tapped into 100, and then seller step back in, pushing structure to the downside. Didn't have a strong close under these lows that were formed on the way up. This higher high, higher low, higher high. Didn't have a strong close under these lows, so we're waiting to see what decision is going to be made for DXY. If there's any news that push it to make it stronger, or if it's over for this brief run up and after it took out these highs, if that 100 was the max it went, or we'll see if it continues to push down and continue its bearish momentum. But right now, as you can see, this was the higher low from those other lows from back in early July. This was the higher low. Of course, if that gets taken out, of course, it will be targeting the lows of the vol range and continue its bearish push from previous structure. But we'll see if there's any news that fundamentally changes that. AUD USD, it's going to map out the current range. I believe last week, since this was the high that was formed, this would be these 4-hour structure, because these lows, this was the higher low that broke the highs of that overall range. And then, as we said last week, it broke structure to the downside. Now price consolidated, never really got lower than these lows. It's the whole demand area that price was in. I believe I mentioned last week, this whole sell before the buy was that demand area. Wait and see what prices can do. Still stalling, still just technically, it did break structure to the upside. Buyers did step back in, just like the other US dollar pairs. But technically still just consolidating sideways in this area of demand. But technically, I'm only looking for any type of selling opportunity, because this last swing leg on the 4-hour chart is bearish. So swing structure bearish, fractal structure bullish, starting to break structure to the upside. And again, just like with the other US dollar pairs, this does make a higher low from these lows, and it'll be internally bullish. So just waiting for everything to connect. Could come up into this area of supply and react from, or any type of retracement deeper into premium. I'm really looking for any type of selling opportunity once bearish momentum picks up. NZD USD. Let's go map out the current range, with this being the last 4-hour leg that took out the lows of the previous structure. As you can see, buyers did, of course, the US dollar pairs, buyers did step back in, but it wasn't able to take out the highs. So breaking structure still to the downside for NZD USD. As you can see, lower highs, lower lows. And now buyers reacted, but hasn't broken these highs, so it's still consolidating, just like the other US dollar pairs. Only expecting to see. So this swing structure still is bearish. Internal structure is still bearish. Waiting to see if prices can come up or trace back into premium. If not, then we're expecting it to target the lows to the overall range. There's a lot more bearish than the other pairs. Started taking out these previous lows, and this higher low from this low. So one of the weaker pairs, but it could still retrace back into premium, or retrace back into another area, significant area of supply. But we'll only be looking for any type of opportunity to sell for NZD USD. GBP AUD, let's go map out the current range. As prices had broke down and closed below these lows, we're waiting to see what price can do. But right now, just consolidating these pairs. I will make a move and then just consolidate for a while. It's just been consolidating sideways. Only looking for opportunities to sell if it does start to retrace any higher. Maybe back down, maybe back up to this, maybe back up into premium. But it already did that previously, and it reacted from that trend line and from being in premium. So right now, like I said, just consolidating sideways, looking for any type of breaks in structure, but no real movement in any direction. Just waiting to see what price can do. If it does, like I said, start to take out some of this liquidity over these highs. Still only looking for any type of selling opportunity because the bearish swing structure overall. But if it does start to continue and push down and break past these lows, I'm going to be looking for any type of opportunity once it retraces back and bearish momentum picks up to the downside. But like I said, out of this consolidation, nothing to do. It's just choppy price action. GBP NZD. Let's go map out the current range. And for this trend line held up, like I was saying last week. Still bearish overall, but to look out for when buyers step back in. But it's still just choppy price action, just like with GBP AUD. Start off the month, we're gonna see if these highs can be taken out. I don't be looking for a selling opportunity. If it does retrace back, it does go any further than these highs, and I'll be concerned whether it's going to be turning bullish. But right now, this is just choppy price action, technically in a channel. And any ascending, well, not any, but for the most part, ascending channels are building liquidity under the lows. which should eventually be taken out, but it doesn't have to. Since this price action is slow, you can see how small the candles are. But like I said, I'm looking for the selling opportunity. But right now, it is technically making higher highs in this ascending channel. So wait for any type of decision to be made on price for GBP NZD. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.